Ugh. Hello, Instagram. How you guys doing? Well, Instagram and YouTube because we're doing both now. Yeah, we're like, I guess like what do you call it? It's not like can't really call it bisexual, but like I guess like bisexual. I guess I don't know. Like because we're on two websites. What's up, Austin? How's it going? Send some invites. I'll send one to Kai just in case she's online. But anyway, yeah, these shootings, holy shit. It's like one comes a week after the other. Both tragic. I mean, obviously, most likely nothing's going to be done about it. It's going to be the same thing. They're going to argue Second Amendment. You know, have your conservatives that'll be like, well, I don't want to be able to keep my guns, even though, like, what the left is doing is offering, like, common sense, like, factors. Like, hey, this just make it make sense. We got to put a limit on how easy it is to attain these. But I mean, it's literally more guns than people here in America. So I mean, I don't know. You can probably just trip and fall and just find a weapon. You know what I mean? Like, or two, you probably know somebody who knows somebody that got one. So it is what it is. Uh, yeah. So no guest tonight. We're just rambling on about nada. Hey, we got most dope in here. Yeah, man, no guests, no guests, just vibing. We're talking about America's plague with these mass shootings and everything.
What's
Hello.
up, my people? What's up, my people? SOS in the building. Unfortunately, we come to y'all on a very somber week. Wish we, I wish we had better stuff for y'all, but you know,
But that's the material we got. A
yeah,
lot of children had to lose their lives.
yeah. Because we live in a broken, messed up, awful country that don't want to do nothing and will never do anything.
Right. And and it's crazy. Like, I remember, well, I don't know if it was real because, nowadays screenshots can be faked.
Right.
But I guess it was like this politician dude, doing the usual spiel, like, "Oh, my heart and prayers goes out to these
Right.
children, and we'll do our best to keep kids safe." But then, like, Takei, like, reposted like an old tweet from him that was saying like, "Oh yeah, man, I just voted no on two of these gun control
Oh
things."
no, no,
Like,
that was him. That's the guy. He is the representative of that district where the school is.
wow,
Yeah, they actually had him on some new show. What's the chick who always be with Oprah? Gail King. Like, yeah, Gail
hmm
King was on it. Was on him. I
dang,
just realized y'all can only see. Is there like a black bar in the middle of my video?
a black bar,
Yeah.
kind of like a shadow.
No, not really a shadow. It's just literally on my video. It's just this one black stripe just chilling there. I don't know.
Oh
Anyway,
well, it's a chill stream. Who cares?
yeah, who cares?
But but wow, okay, so that's his district, like
Yeah,
the very district he represents.
yep,
Then it's like, and that just really came back to haunt him just because he wanted to own the libs.
yep. Yeah, was it Beto O'Rourke ran up on Abbott today at the press conference.
Hmm. What did they
Call
say?
Beto O'Rourke, he called Abbott out on his stance on guns and the NRA and everything. He's like, bro, like, you have failed pretty much this entire state. like,
Oh, for sure.
yeah, he ran up on him. And yo,
Yo,
it's the Florida living,
Florida man.
Florida.
I I traumatized the little girl we was on the trip with.
Uh-oh.
Why, whatever.
Cause literally while we was down there, I want to say this is like Tuesday or Wednesday. I got a news headline to my phone, a notification. It literally said Florida man. It literally led with those words,
They
and
always do.
you'll never guess what Florida man done did.
What?
What Florida man do?
This nigga got arrested for calling 911 too many times, telling they need to arrest Joe Biden.
That's the most redneck Florida thing I ever heard,
We're like,
bro.
bro, this nigga is so annoying. We're going to arrest him.
Can you
Like, how many
imagine?
times did he have to have called?
You imagine
Shit, I don't
every
even
day
know, bro.
waking up just being like, "Excuse me, I just want to know why y'all haven't arrested Joe Biden. Old Sleepy Joe is up there in the White House and he's ruining the country. I don't
He
know
stole
why
the
you.
Shit,
election,
Yeah, why
but
haven't y'all stopped the
but
stole
I
the
steal?
can
election.
but I can imagine that guy like literally believing that he's in the right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because these people are so
Yeah,
stupid. Like, not all of them, but you know.
he thinks what is it, the deep state's trying to silence him.
Oh gosh, what if he does?
Could
What
you
if he
imagine?
is like listening to Alex Jones and buying those dick pills or whatever?
Could you imagine he like could you imagine if he called the first time he gives like this big fucking soliloquy of
Hmm.
like why Joe Biden needs to be fucking arrested, and then they just hang up on him, and his wife is like, "Well, what they say, Marv?" And he's just like, "They hung up on me. I'm gonna call him back.
Now, Marv, you know how your heart gets. You gotta stop.
I'm calling him back. God damn it, that man needs to be arrested. There's someone down there gonna take me seriously."
Okay, I see that bar now.
Mr.
I don't know
Trump
what the fuck
says,
that is.
Mr. Trump says, I'm on the front lines of this fight. That's what he told me.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's always Trump. I
You know
gotta
he
do
got
my
some black
duties
women
for
on the
this
other
rich
end too.
dude. I gotta do my duties for this rich guy who don't care about me.
Wait, what'd you say, Laura?
You know the person I picked up was a black lady popping her gum like,
Oh, yeah,
hmm.
some chick, she get paid like, what, $15 an hour at the police station, and she hung up right up, too. She said,
Well, Mr. Marvin, I need to tell you that if you call here one more time, I'm gonna send some people down there to see about you, okay?
What?
now listen,
Oh, she
now,
probably she probably just be putting
I
him
don't
on
know
mute
who
and
you
just
are.
like getting the coffee and shit.
Checking her
Wawanda,
Instagram and shit.
Wawanda or LaQuisha, okay? I'm trying to get you to arrest Joe Biden.
Mm-mm.
It is my civic duty.
Hey, buddy, my taxes pay your salary.
I know, right?
They always
They,
say that
I
shit.
know they love saying that. Don't nothing want a cop to make the write a ticket harder than you telling them that your taxes pay their salary. You definitely getting the ticket now. Like why'd you think that was gonna stop you from not getting the ticket? They
Right.
thought it was gonna be some magic revelation. Hey, your taxes do pay my salary. Huh.
I know, right?
Like, damn, let me uncuff you.
Yeah.
I was
My
with this
bad,
other
sir.
stupid dude that was like, yeah, you don't even know who you dealing with, cause my uncle is the lieutenant down there or something like this. I'm like, what if they don't like your uncle? Like they
Right.
gonna book your ass home? Like,
They be
They
talking
say, what if
about
they
him in
don't
the
like
break
your
room every
ass?
day. They've been waiting for this.
Yo, that'd be some dumb luck. Like, hey man, my uncle, man, he's in there too. Oh, we hate that nigga. Like,
right,
Or even worse, your uncle been lying. He said he's like lead detective, and he's like a beat cop. He got the bike patrol. And he's like,
like
man, we
what
don't
the
know
fuck?
him.
McClaskey? Nigga, McClaskey,
Bro, they took away his
he's
bike.
a
He got a
school
rock.
resource.
Yeah, they won't even let him have his gun anymore. It's plastic and shoot Nerf darts.
Oh my god. Or like he's like that senior citizen volunteer police officer, whatever the fuck.
Oh God.
That has to be the dorkiest thing in the world. I mean, like, unless he was like a former police officer, like that has to be like the dorkiest thing ever. Like,
Well, that's the thing. If you're a former police officer, yeah, it's whatever. But was it like up in New York? They got them auxiliary ones. I just be like, bruh. So you were so trash that you couldn't make it as a police officer. You out here rolling as an auxiliary. They don't even give you a badge for ocularity. They gave you a T-shirt, my guy. Like you out here walking around with a
Well,
T-shirt.
well, well. Just a fact check. I was being a well, depending on where you go, actually, but the training is actually pretty tough.
Oh,
Like
to
to
be,
get in. Mhm. But it
I,
depends on where you go. I mean, like if you're like small town USA or whatever, it's probably a cakewalk, like the training. But usually getting post certified is pretty hard.
some of the best movies, low key, like little C list, D list movies, are those ones where it's like some obscure version of a cop, like Paul something fucking senior detective,
Oh,
and
Oh yeah, yeah,
he
yeah.
runs across the wrong street gang, and now he's on the fucking case for the next fucking week.
The funniest one was what was the one with Jim Carrey where he had the multiple personality disorder?
oh,
Irene.
You, me, and Irene,
yeah,
bro,
that
that
was the
was
best.
funny. That was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite part is still like when he went to go pee and like that shit went like because I was like a child and I was like, yo, that's so relatable. Sometimes my pee does that. Like I'm swear I'm aiming for the toilet. It, you know, like
Nah, the funniest was Anthony Anderson and them being his adopted black sons.
oh
Like
yeah.
Oh my god.
they was mad smart and but he wanted them to connect to their heritage, so he made them watch Def Comedy Jam.
Like that's a funny motherfucker.
They was solving like
You know,
complex math equations. Oh, that was
That
funny. That
movie
was
was so stupid. Like what was it? I had no business watching that movie when I was a kid, but they shoved the chicken up the dude's. They're like, it's hard to get this chicken out of my ass.
no, no. Remember when he found the fist and he thought it was for her, and she was
oh
like,
yeah.
"Actually, I used that on Hank." I was like,
Oh my
"Ah,
goodness.
Oh.
oh, that was funny."
Yeah, he said he said my father might be a psychotic with narcissistic brains, but he is a very gentile person.
Whatever happened to that one actor, like the big fat dude? Like,
I don't know. It was him and like
I
his
don't know.
brother was
I hope he lost weight and shit. He's like doing
yeah,
good.
because it was like him
cause
and his brother both was like a duo. Because I remember they was
yeah,
in Kicking and Screaming, and then they was in the Cookout movie.
oh
And
yeah,
I don't
that
know
that
what happened,
film.
brother. I don't care what nobody say. That Cookout movie is funny as all get out. That was hilarious. That
If
movie
he
is
say
funny.
so.
It was
I mean,
hilarious. I don't care what.
what
Okay.
was the
Now that
plot?
second one they tried to make that went straight to DVD. Now that was
Ugh.
whack. That
Oh
was
wait, the first one's in theater.
yeah. I'm pretty sure
Oh
the first.
wow.
I
Okay.
think that happens all the time with like comedy movies. It's like the first
Oh
one
yeah,
will
it
usually go.
wasn't. I'm just being a hater, Brandon. I know it's
Oh,
me.
okay.
Real talk. The worst movies I've ever seen in theater, but I wasn't too upset because I didn't pay for the ticket. Was that crossover movie with Anthony Mackie? I want to
Oh,
say was in
good
it.
Ooh.
lord! Like, why would any? But I think that was like the era of like the street sports movies, I guess, right?
They had
That movie was so bad.
what was it
Like
like
what was the sonat like what? I gotta
Oh,
know.
there was like street ball. I remember that movie too. They was like playing like in an underground basketball league or something
Mm.
like that. But they had like real regular jobs, but they was treating it like the NBA. And like Wade Brady was like this shady like promoter
Hey,
or whatever. And I forgot what Wade Brady was doing. Like Wade Brady was trying to offer one of them like a contract to like the NBA or whatever.
And I think he was trying to take one of the dude's girls too, or something like that, or like
I
one of the
think
girls.
I think he did because if I remember, it was like the one dude's girl did end up like cheating on him and everything.
Yeah, but it was just like there would be stuff happening in a movie. It seemed like they deleted too many scenes. That's how
Right.
choppy
mm,
bad the plot was. You was like, how did they get here? Like, but the only
Yeah.
reason I
I
saw it is
wonder.
because when Michael worked for the radio station, he used to get free movie passes because they were just trying to promote the movie.
Yeah.
So they would do like free. They would do like Whammo nights at the movie, and he would just ask the cousins like, "Yo, what y'all got going?" If you ain't
Yeah.
Okay,
go see a movie. But
that's
I
understandable.
was like,
So
I kind of wanted to see the crossover movie because, like you said, that's what like Anne one here. So I was like, oh, this might be all right. And then the Anthony Mackie dude was like coming up. So I was like, but then I saw it like, what in the fuck is this bullshit ass movie?
It was just like it was a weird time for Anthony Mackie because that was when he like shaved all his hair off and just had the ball skeevy. Like it was not a good look for him. And he had the thickest glasses of all time in that movie. I don't know how he was playing basketball.
So it wasn't like no like so it wasn't necessarily like no criminal stuff. It was just like it was just people who actually like playing basketball
I
on the movie.
was the criminal element because there was gambling involved and like there was
Yeah,
high
it
school
was literally an
people
underground
all of this.
basketball league. Like they was playing in like back alleys and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
like
like it's like who was betting? Like was the players getting money or it was just people like
yeah.
gambling and like
Then
okay.
there was
It's interesting.
a plot where like Anthony Mackie had got this opportunity to be in this commercial because they loved the way he played basketball so much. They're gonna pay him this money being in the commercial, but somehow he got snaked out of it by his friend.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, Wesley Jonathan. That was the
Brandon, why
other
do you have actors' names, bro?
Right. The most obscure ones too. Like
I'll be 100% honest with you. I thought he was Nick Cannon for the longest time, and I went and looked up the cast list of Roadhouse the other day, and I realized him and Nick Cannon was not the same person in that
oh
movie. So
wow.
that's how I know his name.
Nick Cannon, man, I thought Nick Cannon was gonna be the next Will Smith when he came out with that detective movie. That movie he
Underclassmen?
was an
Well
under he was in like
that was
he was
actually
in
worth
high school.
watching.
No, it was
Underclassmen?
terrible, but I was like if that movie would have went well, you know what I mean? Like I thought that was gonna be that catalyst to like take him to that Will Smith
Bruh,
level. You know what I mean?
he was in this horror movie I seen like I think it came out like 2000, like 8 or 9 or something. It was, bruh, that movie screwed me up. It was
What?
like they brought. Say it again. Cut up.
Oh, popped in that I know.
I
I was
still
just
can't.
saying how to wait. I was saying
Oh,
how to
okay.
wait.
Oh, okay. Nah, but like the horror movie Nick Cannon was, it was like they brought these people in, like they said they thought they was doing like this like research type thing, and like they came into the research room or whatever, and they was like they came in, signed the waiver or whatever, and they was waiting for the test to start, and then old boy who was running the test came in and out of nowhere pulled out a gun and shot the girl, one of the girls sitting at the table, and he threw the gun in the room and they locked the door and they was like, all right, so only one of y'all's coming up out that room. Like they was,
What?
yeah, they was trapped up in there and everything. Like yeah, it was nah, it was messed up. It was really messed up.
See,
Like
it's those psychological joints that actually scare me, not like
yeah, bro, it was
Jason and nothing
scary.
like that.
It was scary because at the end, like they was like it was they wasn't the only room that they was doing it to. It was mad bunch of them that they was doing it to people. Like nah, it was nah,
Were they
bro.
at least doing it well?
I don't know. You don't get to see it to the other rooms. You just get to see the
Hmm.
Nick Cannon in those rooms. Like it was nah,
Oh, that's crazy. Like it's like a whole matrix of this.
yeah.
Nah, I gotta check that out. What would you watch that on? Like Netflix or some shit?
I watched that when I was a kid. Like
Was it like
that's
a bad movie? Was it terrible or was it alright?
it probably was terrible. It was just at the time I was young, and when I seen it, it was like the scariest thing to me for a while. And I was like, nope, I'm not watching this again. Like
Hmm.
it was like, nah, y'all got that. I'm not. Y'all can keep that. Don't bring that back.
Speaking of Nick Cannon, was Chirac terrible?
The trailer looked terrible. I didn't even watch it.
You didn't like the movie?
Yeah, I still never watched the movie. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
still curious about it just because it's based on a play.
I'm the only one of us that watched it, so I don't want to put in my opinion if y'all didn't see it. But
Oh, okay.
to me, it's like a 50. It's like a flip coin. It depends on what you're going in there for and what you're
Hmm.
trying to like. What you kind of want to see. Like I think people, I think people jumped on it too fast. Really really can't understand. Sometimes like black people under.
You cutting out more?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, now.
Yeah.
Do you think that culturally black people are up on satire?
Up on satire, like,
Like, do you think that like if I was like, yo, this is satire, do you think black people would be like, oh yeah, I feel that, or do you think that they like majority like people from the hood, like black people, bourgeoisie, like, do you think that we go for like satire? And if so, like, if I told you it was satire, do you think that they would feel? I
uh,
don't know, like how do you
I
I
get
think you have
mean,
to
black?
tell. I think you
Like,
have to tell most black audiences that it's satire beforehand. Like for instance, with the Chirac thing, the reason why I didn't watch it was because I didn't know that A, it was based off a play, and B, it was supposed to be satire. I thought it was something legit. And so when they were saying like Nick Cannon was supposed to be some gangster dude, I was like, bro, no, like I'm not watching that.
right? It's
Like,
like I said, it was comedy. It was definitely satire. And it was just like everybody's review of it was like, yo, how could he take events that happened in Chicago and and make it and try to make a comedy out of it? It's like he's just inverting it. Like
right,
he's just taking the horrible news that we hear every day and he's just putting a spin on it so that you see it from a different angle, which could potentially give you a different perspective on
right.
the reality that you're. You know what I mean?
right,
Like it be. I mean, like even in my own life, I've gone through phases in my life that I didn't even realize what was really to me or what I put myself through phases until somebody did it right or somebody told me what I was like.
You cutting out real
Like,
bad, Lauren.
oh shit, I don't know. It might be this Wi-Fi. Am I lagging?
Not lagging. It's just like it's staticky.
Big John.
Big John, what's
Staticky?
up? Yeah,
Yeah,
staticky.
like, yeah, you kind of like mute in
Is
and
it
out,
clear
kind of.
now?
Yeah, it's clear right
It
now,
kind of
but
stuttered at the end, but
oh, did it? I ain't hear it.
so it
Shit,
could.
y'all might have to take me out, pull me back in or something.
Uh, did
Y'all
Instagram
know?
give host powers to people? I don't think it did.
Oh, hold on. Oh, that's me. That's me. I'm gonna come back.
Okay,
All right.
but I don't. Hmm.
I don't know. Like I feel like I don't know. I just feel like too. Like I think that happens. It's not even just satire. Like I be thinking that too. Like there's a lot of stuff. Like where like black people, if they're not in on the on what the goal was for the movie, they'll just automatically trash it, thinking
Hmm.
that it's an
But
attack on the community.
well,
Because I felt that way with why everybody was mad at Lena Waithe for like both Queen and Slim and them. You know what I mean? I'm just like, Queen and Slim like wasn't supposed to be like I don't know, like I felt like the subject matter of Queen and Slim wasn't supposed to be like a happy-go-lucky story. You know what I
right.
mean? And
Well, I mean,
everybody,
you know that going into the trailer, though, right?
well, that's what I'm saying. So like when everybody got mad about how it ended, I'm just like, why? Why are you mad? Like, why are you upset? Like, I don't understand. Like, you knew, like, it couldn't have been no happy story. You know what I'm saying? And then with them, same thing where everybody got mad at her over them. I'm just like, bro, like if y'all actually watched the show instead of just getting mad at the trailer. Well, no, actually, no. Most people didn't even get mad at the trailer. They got mad over a plot point that got leaked before the show came out.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
they got mad that there was a plot point about a certain death that happens in the show that people got mad about. You know what I mean? And they thought it was just like, oh, Lena Waithe was trying to profit off of just like, you know, like black, black pain or whatever. But if you like had watched the show, you'd have seen that she uses that pain, and it all culminates at the end of them of like the black family facing those struggles together. You know what I mean? Like both the supernatural and the racist stuff. But
Uh,
because people didn't watch the show, they didn't get that. All they heard was a black kid dies in a certain way.
hmm.
What show is that?
This show's them. It was on Amazon Prime.
Okay, now I never watched it. Because you know what, that other show was too much for me.
Well, which one?
A Lovecraft
The,
Country.
yeah, I was like, this is worse than Lovecraft. I said, oh shit, I don't think I can
Oh
watch
yeah,
that.
it definitely.
I mean, but you know, like Lovecraft at least show like triumph along
Yeah,
with the you know, the trauma, I guess. So
Yeah, no, yeah. The thing with them was like the it culminates in the triumph, but you don't get the triumph immediately off the bat. And also too, I feel like too is like everybody got all upset. They was like, "Oh, how could she go killing black kids in the show?" I'm like, "Did y'all not watch the trailer? Like, the trailer very much showed y'all this is gonna deal with racism and supernatural stuff."
right.
It's like I don't know, I don't get it. It's like I said, I
You
just
know,
think like sometimes the black community is too quick to judge something because they don't understand it.
somebody
yeah.
brought interesting today on one of the little nerd forums that I was listening to, or it was a YouTube video, but basically, they were saying that the pendulum is swinging the other way now on all of the sensitivity and cancel culture. Like particularly what I was looking at was like the MCU and how they call it like the MCU now because like it's female character and it's like a
Yeah,
like a type masculine character.
right.
And like it's like also like when you see like the masculine characters on the show, even like some of the best heroes from on nostalgia, they get typically played for laughs. They're like super dumb.
Yeah, like the real. I think that's been a Marvel issue just in general. It's just
Mm.
like a lot of their newer stuff is like, bro, like Marvel has always had comedy in the movies and everything, but I feel like post Avengers Endgame, it's just been like just goofy humor. It's like I'm cool with witty humor, but like when it's just straight goofy humor, like you know, like I say, a superhero just fumbling around like you know, I'm just like, bro, like I don't
Might as well start
like.
throwing them sound effects in there, like
Yeah, it's
from
like an
Hanna
episode of
Barbera.
SpongeBob. It's just like, bro, like why? Just what is happening? I don't understand. Like,
Yeah,
but you
I
know,
mean,
also,
there's something with the first Avengers that was way different than any comic book movie I ever seen. Like the first Avengers has so many quips in it, like,
yeah,
and the response from the first Avengers was so up that I just feel like they were just like, that's the formula now. That's it.
Yeah.
Do
no,
it.
but that formula wasn't bad though. You know what I mean? And I felt like too, they at least knew in some of the movies what line to toe, right? But as it got further, like for instance, I'm one of the few quote unquote Marvel fans that I was really bad about Thor Ragnarok. Cause I don't know, it just to me it was just like they made Thor a goofball and they took all of the of like, you know, because Thor was supposed to be like the fantasy like side of Marvel, like you know what I mean? They took all that away just to have him do goofy jokes and do some Guardians of the Galaxy stuff. I'm like, bro,
That,
y'all have
you
Guardians of the
hit the nail on
Galaxy.
the head. Because of the success of Guardians of the Galaxy and because of how obscure that franchise was and such a hit it was when it came out, like I didn't know nothing really about the Guardians of the Galaxy before the movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it hit so hard and it was so funny, so quippy, so quirky that I feel like they looked at Thor, which is a relatively obscure character too. Like when it comes to the pantheon of comic book characters, people don't really think Thor first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think they were just like, nah, we got this franchise that's dying because the first two movies was supposed to be like you said, our fantasy element of it, but it ain't work. You know what I mean? Because I feel like they ain't really commit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that first one I think people like. It was the second one that was kind of that people complained about the most
Mm,
because, and that was their fault because the villain in the second one they ain't really do
him.
much with him. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
they kind of treated him kind of whack. Like they didn't.
Who was the villain on the second one?
Or something like that.
What is that?
think it's Malekith. Is that how you say his
Yeah,
name?
Malekith, the Dark Elf,
Oh, okay.
I
and it was
they
played by the dude
could
who.
have really stuck around in the MCU for a little longer, for real, for real.
Oh, for sure, he definitely, especially because of the actor they had played him. He's a dope actor, Christopher Eccleston. He was on Doctor Who,
Mm.
and he was only on Doctor Who for one season, but he's remembered like as one of the best, even though he was there for one season. He's a dope actor, and they wasted him off like that, and didn't really give him nothing to do. Like he can do a lot of, he got a lot of range, and they didn't capitalize on it.
Mm,
For real, the second movie was only just a mouthpiece for talking about the relationship between Thor and Loki from the first one. You know
And
what I mean?
tying the story in with the gauntlet.
oh, okay.
Oh
The
yeah,
ether,
yeah, yeah.
the ether that was the main.
Nah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, but like, yeah, it was literally just supposed that movie was literally just like a placeholder movie. That first one was dope. Like, you know what I mean? Like Thor
I
got to be.
be honest, but maybe it's because I wasn't a Thor fan. But I'll let you go ahead.
No, I was about to say like, I mean, I wasn't the biggest Thor fan back then too. I knew about him,
Yeah.
but I wasn't the biggest Thor fan. But I was excited for that movie, and when it came out, it was dope. Like, you like I said, you had the Asgard fantasy stuff. They still had, it was still funny, but Thor had deep moments with him. You know what I mean? Whereas like, in Ragnarok, it was just like they threw all that out, and dang near every character from the original Thor movies, they killed off. They killed off all his
Mm.
friends, everybody gone. Like,
Yeah.
and they gave him joke deaths too. They didn't even have no real fight scenes, bro. They died in like 2 seconds. That was
Right.
so whack. Like that was
Yeah.
like, as somebody who was a fan of the first two movies, I just felt so disrespected. You know what I mean? And then like Thor was just doing the most corniest, just wackadoodle jokes. Like even the trailer for the new one that just came out, like it's slightly better. Like it's slightly better than the Ragnarok stuff, but even then, they're still playing up the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff, playing up the whole like, oh, Thor's a joke or whatever. And I'm just like, and people saying too, like, oh, well, they might end the Thor, they might end Chris Hemsworth being Thor and just leave like what's her name, Natalie Portman up in there. I'm
Oh.
like, bro, there's like, if they ended on this note for Thor's character, like that's, bro, it might be a wrap for me because that's whack. I'm not watching that, man. That's terrible.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be into it if she's the new Thor. But like with her arc, like she likely is gonna lose the mantle at the end of the movie.
You think
Wait,
so?
was she the was Natalie Portman's character the female Thor in the comics as well?
I
Or
think so.
Yeah,
okay.
I think it's supposed to
but
be her.
it was wrapped around her having cancer.
Mm.
Oh,
So she
was it?
had cancer, and then the Mjolnir, like the hammer or whatever, or like the Thor aura or whatever that is.
Yeah, Mjolnir.
It was basically it was purging her of her chemotherapy.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she was dying. Like her as a result, her cancer was getting stronger. Like Milner was making her cancer stronger because it was like
Whoa.
all the impurities, and I guess chemo is like impurities. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah.
Cancer like stronger for whatever reason. So yeah, they ended up like letting go of the power of Thor or whatever, and then she was able to make chemotherapy. But
I don't
I
know.
I don't know. Like in the magic of comics, is like how didn't the hammer just cure her cancer? I
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or for real, Odin,
That's what
right?
I was expecting to
Odin
hear. Like,
Odin
oh,
is
okay.
literally the top god of them all. Why
don't
didn't he come and just be like, boom, your cancer's gone? Like, he's
know.
whack. Like he saw his son's girlfriend die of cancer and just didn't
It's
do
like he'll
nothing.
get
Like,
over it.
you'll be like, you'll meet another one, bro. Like,
It's like you're a god. Who cares?
nah, yeah, that's whack. Like, if my father is literally like God himself, pretty much, like, bro, cure the cancer, bro. What are you doing? Why you just sitting there?
You know what you were saying about them being gods. So like because of like brand synchronization and all of this, like they're basically taking all of the all of the comic books that you're going to see from now on are going to start. being more syncing in line with the MCU.
Mm.
Right, because they're making them aliens now, which is
Right,
well,
right,
because even in the first Thor movie, for real, they at least towed the line between calling them aliens and calling them gods.
yeah,
But then I guess like they didn't want to stick to the magic stuff, which I thought was whack. That was another complaint I've had with the MCU. Not even just new stuff. I'm talking about old stuff too. Was they was so afraid to really touch magic. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
They would always like it to me. I used to get the vibe in the movies that they would always try to explain away magic with some sort of alien stuff. You know, even
Oh,
when you think about Doctor Strange for real, like I was mad that the Eye of Agamotto. Now, granted, I think it might have been the same way in the comics too, but I was a little mad that they didn't come up with something different for the Eye of Agamotto being an Infinity Stone. Because I was like, well, that means it's not magic, then. That's just
oh
to me
wow.
that just feels like some
They even
alien
took
stuff.
away. So they even took away his Like, okay, he's supposed to be magic though. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. To me, I don't know. Me, that's just me personally. Like, I just feel
well,
personally that they don't do magic too well in the end. The only Marvel property that to me felt like straight up just magic was Iron Fist.
yeah.
Because they didn't try to explain away the fist.
right?
They didn't
Yeah.
try to explain away the dragon. They was like, bruh, there's a dragon. He fought it. He got the fist. That's it. It's over
Mm.
with. Like, you know what I mean? It felt like magic.
It's all branding though, because whatever you might consider as magic, they'll just say cosmic energy.
Yeah.
So it's just like if you take and replace magic with cosmic energy, now there's an explanation to tie in why a Thor would need assistance from a Guardians of the Galaxy. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like
I
so
guess.
it's like if you say that it's magic, then it's like why would Doctor Strange need any help from the other
Mm.
people because they don't
Right.
magic. You know what
Excuse me.
I mean? And then I think too, it's like I think that they're gonna make a hard turn for just simply magic soon. When you start getting more into the Black Knight, the Blade, the
Yeah.
Werewolf by Night, like because
Right.
it ain't it'll be kind of hard to be like the werewolf is really an alien on the
Yeah. I'd be mad if they did something like that.
werewolf.
Or like the vampires was like Thanos' kids or something. Like,
Yeah,
what? Like, get out of here.
We're the children of Thanos.
yeah, man. So I think you're gonna start getting your magical elements, but I think what happened was people were so upset with that second Thor movie. And I think too, it's like as if you make a fantasy movie and it is not the Lord of the Rings or the Hobbit,
Yeah.
what the hell the other ones, Harry Potter. If
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
not making
Oh
that, it's like it's gonna look cheesy. Like there's only one or two ways to do a fantasy movie. It's either fucking brilliant or whack as shit.
yeah. Right.
It
Nah,
really
that's true because like a lot of them, like other books and stuff that tried to do movies, like remember Aragon and all them other ones that tried to come out, like they got smacked on, like
Mm.
for the box office. Like,
yeah, I mean you gotta like really even like Game of Thrones with their magic stuff, like they would I mean obviously the book itself was a hit, but like they was in a sweet spot of just like super brilliant shit. You know what I mean? Like that was a brilliant ass show for a long time.
but even then, and even too, they kind of they chickened out of the magic stuff too. Because remember, I want to say like season 4 or 5, it felt like we were supposed to get more of a magic storyline, you know, because they was talking about well, which god is real, the Lord of Light or the many faced God, you know what I mean? They was just about to get into that, and I think the creators was like, nah, like you know what I mean? Like they was like, nah, we can't do that. Like A, because your boy wasn't there to help them write it, and B, I think they was too scared to go into that.
So why
Mm.
wasn't it good? Because he was writing other books or something like that.
Nah, he still ain't released the other books. Like
Oh wow.
the first 5 seasons, I think, of the show was straight up in
But
line with the
yeah,
books.
last two they made themselves.
Yeah, 6, 7, and 8 they made themselves because
Yeah.
they tried to get it. They did because like everybody's always mad at the creators of the show for how it ended, but even though I am mad at them a bit too, I also have more grace for them than most people because they tried. Like they tried to go to him and ask him. They was like, bro, even if you won't release the other book, just tell us so we can at least eat. Like we won't use exactly what you write, but we'll go based on the template and work around it. And he said no. So they had to come up with all that just out,
Mm.
like just out like out of pocket. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they had to come up with something.
Yeah, so I'm guessing like HBO fans aren't as patient as like anime and manga fans because
Well, that's live action period though. Like you can't wait around like that with live action. Like they'd still
yeah,
be
because
waiting.
people age and stuff.
Yeah,
But yeah,
like
but
he
I was just
still
saying
hasn't
it's
released
like,
the book.
I
but
was going to ask too. Do y'all think that there is any good ending to any series ever? I
I
think
Uh,
mean, I
like
mean,
all
Boardwalk had a decent ending.
like
I'll
was
say
anything
the
ever good?
Wire. The Wire wasn't a bad ending for me. Like I get that. I get that some people wasn't too happy with the serial killer storyline, but I'm talking about the actual ending. Like that wasn't too bad for me personally because I was like, what if you think about the main character McNulty? McNulty didn't die. Technically, he got fired, but we didn't, it's not like we saw him go to jail. You know
Mm,
what I mean? So like, he was cool at the end. Like I think it was implied that he was still gonna land on his feet somewhere. You know
mm,
what I mean? And then like what Marlowe. Well, that's subjective if you think he won or didn't win. But
51.
what was it? Avon, I think they pretty much implied that Avon was chilling regardless of where he was at. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's in jail living, and when he get out, I think it's implied that he's about to be running stuff back when he gets out. You know what I
mm.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think there was any character that I felt got more screwed over than anybody. Well, no, okay, I guess one. What's his kid, Daquan? Yeah, I'll say he got screwed over, but like
Other dude too, whose mom they burnt him up, burnt her up in the crib.
oh yeah, Randy.
Yeah,
That's
he
right.
caught.
Okay. Yeah, them two is the only one who really kind of got screwed over in terms of the writing, but everybody else, they was pretty much cool. You know what I mean? Like all the
Yeah,
people to you wanted to land right, landed right, and unfortunately, some of the people you didn't want to land right. Unfortunately, some of them still ended up getting, like the chief of police dude and everything. Like, unfortunately, they still ended up on their toes.
Mm.
But that's kind of it is what it is. But
I
like,
mean,
yeah,
but that's it's like seeing stuff like that. I mean, that's what I appreciate about like those premium shows like HBO and stuff like that. Like just showing like putting that reality in it. Like you know what
yeah,
I'm saying. Like sometimes the asshole just wins. Like, it just
yeah,
happens.
right. Right, yeah, like it sucks seeing McNulty and Lester get fired, but for real, Lester retired and had that fine shorty at the crib. He was cool,
Hmm.
and McNulty had the cop chick and I think they was implying that they was gonna get back together. You know what I mean? Like so, it's like nobody really got screwed over. Unlike with like
Chris,
Game of Thrones.
Chris had to go to jail for life. That was Bud. That was my dog. That's probably my favorite character to be honest on the whole show.
What you mean? That was Bud. That man, all the stuff that man did, no.
Okay, okay.
He
Which one was
tortured a
Chris?
blind man. Chris was the dude who worked for Marlowe.
Hmm.
He
He
was
should have
on the,
been in that car when Michael shot Snoop. He should have caught one too. Ain't no
after
way.
Chris. You can't tell me nothing after Chris killed dude's stepdad.
Oh, that character. Okay.
When he killed dude's stepdad, I was like, nah, Chris is a real. Chris is just he's just a tragic. He's just a tragic character. He's a person who came up
Oh
home
sure.
with
The
his
one
widow.
good thing he did on the show.
Right.
The
Out of
one
all the
good
evil
thing.
shit.
And even then, let's be real. The only reason why he did it was because Michael asked a favor in order to get Michael to work for them. If
Nah, but once he realized why Michael needed dude dusted off, he put a little extra seasoning on that shit. Like
oh
Just
no, yeah,
straight
I
beat
agree
him to
with that.
death. Like,
I agree with that. He
it
still
was,
tortured a blind man to death. He
cause
tortured an old
it was
blind
just
man to
like
death.
that show. That's just the perfect show because you could just tell like he did that because that shit got done to him. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like, and it's just like, oh man, the cycle of life. And it's like people don't talk
Who
about how.
who was he? I remember I'll be watching all these things out of context, but like it was like this one. I guess I don't know if he succeeded or not, but it was like an attempted hit where like it was like somebody drove like I guess he was in the back seat. Like it was like kind of like a drive by, but he had like a pump, and he just like boom, just like and just drove off. I was
Oh
like,
no, that's what he tried to kill Avon. Yeah,
okay.
yeah, they didn't get him. Oh, well, I
It,
mean, they shot the car he was in, but they
I
didn't
guess
kill
like
him.
one of his guys like just got hit, or
Yeah,
like no,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. One of Avon's red shirts got hit, like pretty much.
Like
Nah,
fuck. Like
my favorite thing though about that war between them is if you want to get technical with it, at the end of season was it 3 or 4? I think it was at the end of season 3. If you technically speaking, Avon was about to kill Marlo. Marlo was about to lose. If it wasn't for the cops, Marlo was about to be done for.
mm,
They was outside his crib waiting.
Yeah, no, that whole takeover was crazy. I feel like I feel like that was extra dope too, like that season, because that was like around the time when 50 Cent was popping.
Yeah,
And I just feel like Marlo was. I feel like they were just like, yo, Marlo, just study 50 Cent for like a week,
right.
and just be on 50 Cent type shit.
Alright, so every season y'all probably just like, this is the one.
Yeah,
This is the season. This is the year. He's gonna get it. What the fuck?
I really wasn't mad at Marlo because he was just playing offense, and nobody was a civilian for real. Like I don't remember Marlo hurting me when I wasn't
what
like
you mean? He had the security guard dude killed.
he was talking shit. Come on, bro, what
What?
you doing?
No,
No,
no way.
what are you
That man
doing,
came into his store, disrespected him, and then got mad that the man called him on it. Then had him killed.
bro? I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you, bro. I'm gonna tell you a story, a real life story. All right, I was with some guys, bro. You know what I mean? And when I tell you I was with some guys, I'm talking about them guys.
Yeah,
Wasn't no wasn't no young bucks, no young busters, wasn't no old frontin' ass niggas. I'm talking about them guys. You could just tell the way they move, the way they talk. And I got into a dialogue with a one dude, and let's just say that the lines of disrespect definitely got crossed. And size for size, knuckle for knuckle, buck for buck, I would have bodied that nigga. I'd have
yeah.
folded like a fucking church chair. But the atmosphere I was in, the situation I was in, the type of people I
Right.
was around, the type of time we was on,
Yeah.
y'all would have never heard from me again,
Mm.
Sheesh.
ever. And he'd have went to sleep like a baby,
Yeah.
ate dinner that night. You know what I mean? Woke up,
Right.
made breakfast, would have got hit, never thought about it again.
Right.
You know what I mean? Certain situations, son.
Yeah, but I mean,
I get
did
you.
the security
I
guard know who
get
he
up out of
was?
there with you. Like, nigga, still a lollipop from a store to enter the security guard at?
Bruh, but it wasn't even like he was like, oh, you. It wasn't even
Never
like he
that.
was like, oh, you motherless, or oh, your mama ain't nothing. You know, like the Asian dude from Medicine Society. He literally was like, bro, just please put it back. I'm here all day. I make minimum wage, bro. Don't disrespect me like that. And then he got mad and had Chris go kill him. Like it wasn't like they was arguing. He asked him nicely just to put it back. He wasn't even gonna call the police or nothing. How
Bro,
was that disrespect?
y'all
Nah,
would never
he was
see.
whack.
Listen, y'all would have never seen me again, bro.
Hey Ash, I mean, I'm just
I would.
saying, like, did the security
I would
guard know who that Marlo
have,
guy was?
what'd you say?
Did the security guy know the Marlo dude's reputation?
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
Did he?
well,
Did he?
yeah,
Did
I
he?
mean,
yeah.
because
Okay.
I just thought, like, yeah, the way Brandon described, it, I was like, yeah, he just seemed like a regular guy who just like doing his job, like,
The conversation that they had outside the store, he's like, "You trying to step too?" I'm not trying to step. He's like, "You wanted to be one way." He's like, "You wanted to be one way." He's like, "Stop saying that," because he knew he fucked up. But his pride. Remember that part on Pulp Fiction? He said, "There's gonna be the sting in the back of your head
Right.
when it comes down to throw the fight, you gonna think he said that's pride fucking with you. Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck pride. Now I'm not a worm, squirm, fucking no spine motherfucker.
Right.
But at the time my son was 3 or 4, and you sometimes you got to think I got bigger shit to do.
Right.
See? And in the moment, the dude knew that he fucked up with me, but I had to let it slide because I knew
Right.
type time them gentlemen was on, and they would have been
Sheesh.
nothing to put me in the woods somewhere and
Jeez.
never think about it again. You know what I mean? Over what 2 or 3 words that
Yeah.
that really now when I think about it don't even fucking affect me. And
Right.
even in the moment, if I would have bodied him, right,
Right.
nobody would have never known
Right.
but me, him, and God, and the few niggas that he helped that he would have got
Right.
to marry me. You
Right.
know what I mean? Story would have never got out that I folded that nigga. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it's like some situations, bro.
I'll say this. All right. The the thing he did when he like had them people's house shot up. You know what I mean? That was still whack to me, but at least I understood that one because apparently they was going around repeatedly talking stuff on him on like to other people behind his back.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just
Let
like the
them kids
way.
get that kid's crib burnt up. That was fucked up too.
Oh yeah, no, that was definitely whack. But
God
like,
damn.
no, this man was.
But it's like you almost forget. You get lost in the narration because it's like he got an interest to protect,
Yeah,
even though he's fucking destroying the community and selling drugs and shit. Like it's not the reason why I guess I never really looked at Marlon like some monster is because it was never personal. He was just a fucking parasite or whatever they call it. Like a he was what do they call that? Like a he wasn't a psycho, but what do they call that when you just kind of like uh what do they call that when you
Is
just
that
kind
like is that like sociopathic? Like you
of
just sort of care about yourself?
basically just a sociopath. Didn't care about nothing but whatever his self interest was. He did have love for Chris and he had love for Snoop. You know what I mean? Like he had love for his inner crew, but that was all I guess selfish too. But it was
yeah,
never like he never did nothing out of personal beef. Like I remember the one part when the dude was like something about a ring, and he was like he got sentimental value. He was like
right,
sentiments don't mean nothing to me. Like I just want the ring. You owe me money.
right.
Just pick it up. Like sentimental
Yeah.
value. What? So that's
That's
why I never looked at him like a monster. He just a fucking tragic
just
character. Probably
principle.
was probably it wasn't shit.
I
His
don't know. I think
wasn't shit. Like
it is going to sound weird considering the type of person that he was, but I'd say I could have more respect for somebody like Avon. You know what I mean? Like when he got into it with the referee at the basketball game in the first season, like that to me was a similar situation. But he got mad at the referee for backing down in his face. Well, because of his reputation. He was like, bruh, like, this is your court. How you gonna let me disrespect you on your court? Like, he got more mad that the dude backed down than he was mad initially at the call he made. You know what I mean? Like, that's why out of those two characters on their similar power structures, I could respect Avon more. Cause like Avon didn't let little small stuff like that get him ticked off. Well, even with Marlowe, he didn't get mad at Marlowe until Marlowe started taking his quarters. Like Marlowe simply out there selling, like he didn't care. Like he didn't get mad until Marlowe started taking his quarters. And don't get me wrong, I know some people who hype up Avon like to pretend that he wasn't no bad person. Oh no, he was an awful person. He was an awful human being. But I guess I could say if I had to pick between the two awful human beings, I could respect him more than I could respect Marlo because Marlo to me just felt he feels like Tommy off of Goodfellas. It's just like, bro, like why are you letting little small stuff get to you like this?
Oh yeah. But I was gonna ask though, like we're coming up like we're a little over 5 minutes left. But I
Uh,
do want to ask just like the mindset of like, hey, it's nothing personal, it's just business. Like on Top Boy, like season 2, spoilers for those who didn't watch it, but
what's season two? Like the real
Oh,
season 2 or this one?
the
Or
the
this?
the current season 2. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay,
So I guess technically it'd be like season 3,
it'd be 4.
4. Yeah, 4. So, but anyway, like there was a Moroccan gangster. He found out that like his homeboy for life was trading on him. But the thing was like his disappointment was just more like, man, fuck, man. And it was like, and the dude was like, is everything okay? He's like, no, everything's not okay. And he just like shot him. And it was just like, I had to do it. It was what it is. But he
Right.
was just so, but even though that was like his friend, but it was just like, I don't know, that's kind of like, I don't know, it's an interesting mindset to have, like, being in that type of work and then just be like, well, shit, we got to keep the machine going, you know?
Yeah. Nah, I feel you. Like I was gonna say, it's like when you talk Marlo versus Stringer or Avon, it's like I always give a little bit less, or give a little bit of benefit of doubt to people that are unconscious. Like Marlo was an unconscious. All he wanted.
You break it up, bro.
Oh, my bad. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
He was just an unconscious like shark. All he wanted to do was eat. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
he wasn't the type of person that had the sensibilities to think about how this is going to affect people. I
Right.
always think, but people, when I know that they know better, when I know that they have the empathy, they have the attributes for empathy and compassion, and then they still be doing shit, it's like I kind of judge you a little harsher. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, I mean that's why, for instance, like when Avon got caught, like it's like you don't feel bad because you know what I
Yeah,
mean. Like it's like he knew good and well what he was doing
Yeah.
was wrong. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
he he
So
may
like,
not he may not have done as much bad stuff as
so, so
Marlo,
Brandon,
but
would you compare Deshane to Avon then?
uh,
Cause Deshane be knowing what the
I'd
fuck
say
he's doing. So
I'd
like,
say okay, I'd say Avon Duchesne would be like kind of Avon with Marlo tendency. You know what I
hmm,
mean? Whereas, like, to me, the person most closely to Avon in Top Boy would be the Spanish dude, the dude who
hmm,
retired from the drug game. You know what I'm talking about? The one with
yeah,
his wife
yeah,
had cancer.
yeah,
He, cause he did terrible. I mean, shoot, the season opens with
right.
him
You
throwing
saw him,
somebody in the in the water, like
but he at least
kind
shot
of
him
like.
first.
Well, yeah, yeah. Well, see, that's the type of justification Avon would use. He'd be like, "Bro, I shot him first, so he didn't drown." You know what I mean? So, like, it be stuff like I can relate Avon more to that guy. Whereas, yeah, like Duchesne has tendencies to be Avon, but also there are times where he'll just be straight up Marlowe. Like in the actual season 2 when he kidnapped what's her name's son. I'm like, bro, what?
Oh yeah.
He kidnapped like a 5-year-old boy. Oh
Okay,
wait,
we're on the 2 minute warning
yeah,
now.
2 minute warning. I was about to say.
Are you
shit.
guys are you guys interested in picking it back up or just calling it a night?
I got it wrong.
Oh, okay, cool.
All right, y'all, we can sign off.
All
No,
right.
so I got to check out that Top Boy. Where can I see it at?
Netflix.
Oh,
Well, you gotta find the actual first season of
Yeah, you
Summer
got to
House
find
somewhere
Summer
else.
House first.
okay. If y'all found the link, let me know. Shit.
All
Okay.
right. All
All
right.
right.
Peace, everyone.
It's been the SOS, y'all. Peace.
Yep.